Hello again and welcome back to another one, and today we have a couple of topics to cover. One that sparked another round of a familiar debate that people have been having about Eminem since the late 90s to this day, after Kirkland shared his thoughts on Billboard and Vibe's top 5 greatest rappers of all time list. Now this list has fueled hip-hop debates for weeks. Mel, for instance, has been going off on pretty much everyone who made the top 10, and Mel took it further, like we covered in the last video, when he dismissed the whole top 50, when he argued that these rappers never said anything truly great and have negatively affected the community in the grand scheme. But Kirkland took a different approach when this was brought up in an interview with Art of Dialogue, and he has hurt some feelings, and some have even accused him of selling out. More on this in a bit. So TK's initial reaction to the top 5 was, "That's a hot list, bro," and he expanded on what it was like when he toured with some of these acts in the top 5. "I toured with Jay-Z, I toured with Tupac, I toured with 50 Cent and Eminem. You can take all the rappers combined on this planet and put them in Ford Field in Detroit, Michigan. They would never outsell Eminem when he was at the top of his prime." Of course, TK spiced it up with some hyperbole, but he expanded. "When I saw Eminem perform in Detroit at the Ford Field, I think it is, in Detroit, Michigan, he sold out 3 nights straight." Sheesh. And for some context on what TK witnessed in Detroit, check this out from a report on this from 2003. It was labeled a weekend of concerts, but the turnout was more like that of a supersized convention. About 100,000 people from all over the country proved this past weekend that despite not having a new album drop in over a year, Slim Shady truly is a modern-day hip-hop messiah. And it's wild because Eminem made these numbers, 50,000 a night, look like just another day at the office, way past his prime outside the United States, even in South Africa. And perhaps the craziest thing so far for a rapper when it comes to touring numbers, when Eminem made history and became the first rapper to headline Wembley Stadium. Over 90,000 tickets sold in 45 minutes, and the second date sold out within 60 minutes. And back on topic, Kirkland expanded on being blown away by the numbers. Damn, Jay-Z could never do that, Tupac could never do that, those guys on that list could never do that, and this is the fact. So if people are gonna challenge me, just Google it. Eminem sold out Ford Field by himself. It's insane. TK also spoke about Jay-Z on the list. He adds, "But as far as swag, far as when you listen to the person's lyrics, what they do for you, hands down Jay-Z." He adds that he's not a huge Nas fan, but he believes, quote, "Nas gets it because of his momentum, his class, his swag, and how he moves through this culture. No problems, no issues in the game." But for some, if you're not slamming Eminem when he is brought up, then that means you're a sellout or something. Hence reactions like, "TK's obviously trying to cross over, LOL, vying for white approval, and kudos here. If you were not around in the 90s with the Titans in their prime, to me you're just not in the GOAT conversation." And they kept going at TK for his Eminem take. What is TK talking about? Eminem was marketed in a pop space, so of course it was gonna sell because it was marketed to a predominantly white demographic. Also, M had to be because sonically and content-wise, he couldn't compete with Nas, Jay-Z, or DMX at that time. The higher ups had to find Eminem some kind of lane to operate in. It's highly subjective, but most would agree that Eminem ate up all the acts this user mentioned on the records they did together. And the revisionist history about Eminem's come up is quite interesting, like being white didn't get people around Dr. Dre to question if he was out of his mind when he moved to sign Eminem. Now in hindsight, everyone swears that of course they knew Eminem was gonna sell because he's white. And while some are wondering, what is TK talking about? We are talking about skills. A user responds under, "Yeah, and M has mad skills. Personally, I'd say he's the most skilled in the top 5 by far." And we got the classic. M may have sold more than them, but I never ever hear anyone bump his music while riding down the street. Gather round, people. We got a live one. And for those who remain unaware of Eminem's popularity around the globe, they believe Detroit is a home field advantage for M, to which a user responds, "The world is home field advantage for M." Eminem did more numbers in Joburg, South Africa, 52,000 in a night in 2014, than he did in Ford Field in a night, 50,000 in 2003.
How about that?
And we got another live one. Nobody listens to M in New York. Super facts 100%. This is golden because right now Eminem's got more listeners in New York City, 454,000, more than Jay's 436,000 at the moment on Spotify in the last 28 days.
Class dismissed.
But over to you guys, share your thoughts below. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe for more, and see you on the next one.